coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, and I'm rich in. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Ooh, I appreciate the support. Man, we out here 33 years of prison stories, 33 years of prison stories. Man, we are 90,100 deep right now. We 90,100, man. Shout out to everybody who in there, everybody who subscribed. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. TBP Nation, stand up. We're going to give our credits today. We're going to try something. We're going to give credits at the back end. Right now, we're going to get to it. We're going to jump into it real fast. And let me explain some things to y'all. Listen, the price of brotherhood and friendship in prison is very, very high, man. Very, very high. When you choose a brother in prison, or when you choose to say, this is my brother in prison, when you eat with him, when you walk with him, when you bunk up with him, or, that's who you hang out with, that's who you're going to be associated with. Make no mistake about that. Good, bad, or ugly. Whatever beef he got, that's your beef. Whatever problem he got, that's your problem. It's safe to say to me that friendships and brotherhood in prison are usually, not all the time, not exclusively, but usually they greater and stronger than friendships and brotherhood that you might have on the street, depending on how you grew up, how close you was to your brother, or whatever the situation may be. I will say this too: after you experience that type of friendship in prison, that type of loyalty, that type of bond, if you lucky enough to get it, because a lot of people be faking too. Fake friends will reveal themselves, but when you do get out, or even before you get out, it makes the bond with your real life blood brother even that much stronger. Because if you're willing to put your life on the line for somebody that is not your blood brother, you should be willing to put your life on the line for your blood brother. So I believe in a lot of ways, if you survive that experience in prison, it makes your bond and your friendship and your brotherhood even greater with your blood brother, on the street. And it teaches you too what the loyalty of friendship really is. And yeah, but it's a dangerous situation, man, because like I said, I didn't bond with a whole lot of dudes in prison, but enough that I could say dudes were my brother. And most of the dudes that was my brothers in prison, they would tell you themselves, they had supreme confidence in me as I did in them, knowing that if something went down, whatever it was, that, what I'm saying, we gonna ride together, we gonna die together. That's just how it is, you know. And man, I've seen so many situations like this, man, just turn out so bad because people entrusted their brotherhood and their friendship to the wrong people, to the wrong person, man. That's not, they there when it's times it's good, when it ain't no beef, when it ain't no problem, when it ain't nothing going on, then they with it. But when it is and that smoke come out, man, I seen dudes get abandoned. I seen dudes go out there on a limb for a dude that wouldn't even go out there for himself. It's just so many different scenarios, man. So you got to be very, very leery of who let get close to you in prison, man, because it could be the death of you. It definitely could be the death of you in more ways than one. I mean, physically it could be the death of you, and situationally it could be the death of you, because you could get a life sentence for somebody else. You could get 30, 40 years for somebody else who would not have did the same thing for you. And there's a lot of scenarios that come up in my mind, and people can lose their life for those type of situations. It's just like the situation where I told y'all about when the DC and Richmond beef jumped off, and that situation was ugly, man. And dudes, taking up a beef that started with two people, but it's the friendship and the bond and the cliques or whatever you want to call it that gets involved in that situation, and everybody got involved in that situation. And the dude that ended up losing his life, it was not his beef. It was not his beef, but he was the only one who lost his life in that situation. And he came out of the hole and jumped straight into that situation because of his loyalty to his friends, to his brothers. And he jumped in that situation and became the more aggressor or the more aggressive person in that situation, and he was the one who lost his life. You know, he laid out there on the yard in a pool of blood and lost his life while everybody else was fighting and stabbing each other and trying to survive or whatever. His life was already took, and he was fitting to go home, to my understanding, within weeks. Within weeks, you know, but he came out of a segregation and jumped straight into a beef that ended up costing him his life. And it was not his beef, you know. And I've seen that situation a ton of times over and over again. I've been in those situations. I've been in life or death situations, real life or death situations over my brother. You know what I'm saying? Or been in life or death situations where I had a brother, you know, be there with me, knowing that death is on the table. These are the things that you can be facing when you're in prison, man. So you have to choose your friendships wisely, man. You have to know who you talking to. You have to know who riding with you, who really with you, who really battle tested, who really gonna go to war with you and not just popping off at the mouth, because dudes will run their mouth and say anything, just like we was talking about this morning in the morning mud. Dudes will say anything, man, you know, and ain't gonna do nothing. They will say everything and ain't gonna do nothing, you know, but you don't know until that moment. So it's up to you to be able to judge that character, man. And situations, man, that I done been in, you know, especially like even situations with Dixon, man. And Dixon was already battle tested from the beginning. I know I don't care who I got a beef with. If Dixon on there on around me, I already know it's our beef. I don't care who he got a beef with. If I'm around him, it's our beef. You know, and I could have been cordial with this dude, could have been cool with this dude, but now the size or the line been drawn in the sand. I got to ride with who I ride with, you know, and I'm gonna try to be the wiser person in the situation. If I know this other person, I'm gonna always try to, you know, kill the situation, but I'm gonna let it be known if it go down, I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? This is who I'm rolling with. You know, and we've been in situations like that. I told y'all about the situation where Dixon was beefing with the people on the yard, man, and I'm walking on the other side of the fence, and I see dudes out there, you know, clicking up and knived up, and they got the Bethlehems and the bats, and I see what's going on, and I see him in the middle of it, and I'm automatically trying to get over there. I'm thinking about climbing across the fence and maybe even getting shot just to get over there, to make sure that I can try to, you know, make sure that he don't get hurt, when at the same time I may get hurt myself, to make sure he don't lose his life, when at the same time I can lose my life myself. But those are the things that you got to do when you say you real and you really rocking with somebody, and you know that they would do those things for you. This is how prison go. You know, like I said, it's a savage life, but we got to live it in order to try to, you know, to make it out. You know, in order to try to make it out. If you leave your man on the front line that you mess with, this is your brother, this is your, you know what I'm saying, your soldier, and you leave him out there on the battlefield by himself, then when the war come to you, you may be by yourself. You know, you may be by yourself. They may sit there and watch somebody kill you because of the simple fact that you're not going to aid them when they need the help. So you got to make that understood when you say, I mean, you know, boom, you my brother, man, and it's word, it's loyalty, and that loyalty, and that's your bond, man. Your word in prison is all you got. If you break your word, you a broke man. You know what I'm saying? You break your word, you a broke man. Can't nobody trust you. Don't nobody believe in you. You on your own. You know, and I always felt like when I was in prison anyway, man, even the dudes that I was super cool with, just my mentality, I know that when I was in that clear space in my head, that I'm ready to do something, and I really ain't want nobody to be with me, because I didn't want that on my conscience too, because you got to have that on your conscience if somebody get hurt in a beef that's yours, if somebody end up getting more time in a beef that's yours, you know, if somebody end up losing their life in a beef that's yours, that's gonna be on your conscience, that's gonna be on your soul. And I ain't never want that, to be in that position, because I know once I got to the point where somebody got me so mad that I'm picking that Bethlehem up, I know what my intentions are. My intentions are not anything good. So I know that anything can come behind it. And there's been times where I've been in prison, man, where, you know, the depression is so great, and you know, the hill is so steep decline, man, that I don't know if I'm gonna get out. I didn't. It's been times I just ain't care. I just did not care, man, because I felt like if I end up, you know, killing somebody or going to the electric chair, then so be it. If somebody end up killing me and I ain't got to do all the rest of this time, then so be it. That was my mentality a whole lot of times, man. So I'm grateful to have had brothers, that was there for me, that felt like, even when I wasn't caring about my life, they was caring about my life. Dudes like Dixon, dudes like Boo, dudes like that I always knew that whatever went down, that those dudes was gonna be solid, that we was gonna be brothers forever. You know what I'm saying? Dudes like Munchie, you know what I'm saying? Dudes that I don't went to war for. Just like dudes like Cody, man. When I was with Cody, the situation that I told y'all, man, I was prepared to and I wanted to get out of prison. Obviously I wanted to get out of prison, but when something happened to my brother and I wasn't there to aid him and I wasn't there to help him, I was prepared to you know get revenge for him by any means necessary. And if that meant putting somebody in the dirt, I was willing to do that. And knowing that I'm throwing my life away, you know what I'm saying? Knowing that I'm submitting myself being in prison, but these are the rules of prison. This is the type of life that we live in. These is the type of choices that we made when we say this is my brother. Because if you let something happen to him, then that's a reflection on you. That's a reflection on your character. So people gonna look at you like you ain't who you say you are. And that alone is going to bring you more drama. That alone is going to bring you more, different situations, because now you triable. When people feel like you have established yourself where you can't be tried, now dudes going to feel like they can try you because you ain't, hey man, they did this and such, you ain't even say nothing about it. That's how it's going to be looked at. That's how it's going to be looked at. So when you choose, you know what I'm saying, a dude in prison, man, and you lock in with him, you like, this my brother, this is who I eat with, this is who I walk with. His beef is your beef. Your beef is his beef. And he could get into something silly. That's why you got to know who you dealing with. He could be petty. He could be one of them dudes that's out here doing flim flams and scams and larceny and tomfoolery and bring about a lot of drama to him. But you in that drama because you around them. Birds of a feather flock together. If they see you with them, they gonna assume you is with them. You know. And I done had many, many situations like that, man. And that's why you got to pick your cell partner wisely. Because if you in the cell with a dude and you rocking out with a dude, you in there with him, and y'all laughing and joking and living together 6 months, a year, or whatever, people assuming that that's your brother. You know what I'm saying? They assuming that y'all together. So he go out there and get a beef. Somebody is targeting you, and you don't even know they targeting you because you don't know what type of character of the dude that you living with. Besides in the cell, you got to know who he is and what he stand for, what he will do, what he won't do, how far he gonna go. Is he gonna go as far as you? If not, that's just got to be a cordial, friendship in the cell. Where like they put us in here together, so we got to be together. But make it understood, man. You on your own, I'm on my own. But ain't nothing gonna come to the cell, because if it comes to the cell, then it involves me. But anything outside the cell, that's you. That's on you. I don't rock with you like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no bad dude, but you ain't my type of dude. You ain't, you know what I'm saying, my enemy, but you not my brother. See, those lines have to be drawn in the sand. You have to make that understood, because some dudes just will automatically assume that if you in the cell with them, then y'all together, and then you gonna get in this beef. Nah, not if we ain't rocking like that. I'm not. But if they come to this cell trying to do something to you, then it's on and popping, because now you violating my space. You violating my space. That's why I say if you could pick your cell partner, it would be different, but you can't do that. You can't. When I first went to prison, that was a possibility, but as time went on, you couldn't even pick your cell partner. You got to take whoever they give you. If you don't like that, you go to jail. As simple as that. They ain't cutting no corners and biting no tongues about that. That's what's gonna happen. You going to jail. So prison, like I say, man, it's just a different beast, man. But you got to be aware of who you're around. You got to be aware of who you let cut into you, who becomes your friend, who's you sitting down with and socializing with every day. People is watching, man. They watching everything. That's what they do in prison. They watch, they look, they pay attention, because things happen in the blink of an eye. And next thing you know, you in a life or death situation. Next thing you know, you in a ride. Next thing you know, somebody done pulled up on you talking about some foolishness that you don't even know nothing about, because somebody done put your name in something. Somebody done felt like you done looked at them a certain way. You done watched them too long, or you done cut in front of them in the microwave, or you jumped in line in the shower. And people will hold on to that stuff, man, and don't say nothing to you and just move on you. And if you ain't got nobody in there that's rocking with you, that got your back, They may see something that you don't see, or they may gonna react when you being attacked by more than one person. Then it is what it is. It is what it is. And the worst thing you can do is put your trust and your faith in somebody that ain't gonna do what you gonna do, that ain't gonna do what you thought they was gonna do, that ain't gonna do what they said they gonna do. That's how you lose your life in prison. And I know dudes, man, that done got a gazillion years, man, for dudes that ain't do nothing for them. Dudes that won't do nothing for him. That's part of Bo Billy situation right now. That's why he's still in prison, riding for dudes that wouldn't ride for themselves, riding for dudes that he thought was loyal like he was, riding for dudes that he thought would do what he do. Nah, that's why he's still there. That's why he got the attitude that he got. That's the way he feel about, him doing the things that he did, and dudes ain't giving him the same love back that he gave to them. So like I say, man, you got to be aware in prison, man. You got to be on point, and you got to know who you dealing with, man, because the brother that you choose might be the brother that caused you to lose your life, might be the brother that caused you to stay in penitentiary. I know dudes that done put work in for dudes, and them dudes done went home, and they still in there because of the work they put in for them. Because of the work that they put in for them, they still in there, and them dudes ain't doing nothing for them. Ain't doing nothing for them. They ain't doing nothing for them. I know dudes that was in there that the real brother won't doing nothing for them while they was in there, and they was out here on the street living good, and then they get out on the street, and now they know what real brotherhood is, and had whole beats with their whole brother, and end up losing their life. I told y'all about that situation. Come out and kill your own brother. You understand me? This is how serious this stuff get. This is how deep it get. It's psychological, man. It's in your mind. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn. If you don't learn nothing else when you're in prison, you're gonna learn what loyalty is. You're gonna learn what that is. You're gonna learn what real brotherhood is. Because a lot of dudes will say they'll put their life on their line for you, but when it come down to it, will they? Will they? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's a soldier till it's time for war. Everybody's a soldier till it's time for war. Everybody bad till danger comes. Everybody gonna do something till it's time to do something. So yeah, man, but that's just a part of the dynamics in prison, man. You'll learn a lot of things about yourself, and you'll learn a lot of things about other people. But more importantly, man, you're around men 24 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? If in nothing else but by name, they're a man. You know what I'm saying? So you learn about men and how they move and what they do and how they think, and what's real and what's not. What's being said versus what's actually will be done. You learn all of that in prison. You learn all of that. So the conversation this morning was how people come into prison and they young and they a kid, and you gonna have mercy on them now. And ain't no mercy in prison. Ain't no ages in prison. It's just life and death in prison, survival in prison, struggle in prison. That's what's in prison. Nothing else. Nothing else. And you got to learn that when you in there, man, because it's a danger zone every day, all day. And you have to know who you around, and you have to be willing to do that. You literally have to be willing to put your life on the line for your brother in order to call him your brother. You have to. It's just the way it go. And I done did it. It's been done for me, and that's just the risk that you take. That's the risk that you take, man. And I've seen brothers that thought that their brother was going to be there for him, and he won't there. And that brother end up getting that brother because of that situation, because it's that serious. It's really that serious, man. When beef come to me and I'm thinking you got my back, and then you don't got my back. If I ever run into you again, then that friendship then turn into enemies. And that enemy right there is a greater enemy than any enemy you ever had, because you trusted him and he let you down, and that could have cost you your life. That could have cost you your life, man. So, I'm fortunate to say, man, that the brothers that I chose when I was locked up is still my brothers to this day. And I feel like we got a brotherhood, a bond that can't be broken. Not by rumors, not by BS, not by nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been battle tested, and we done been in the trenches together. And when it was time to put up or shut up, we put up. And I thank God that we made it out of those situations. But man, I just look at the way the world is today, and especially like being out here now for 4 years, and the way people are, and that's what I be wanting these young people to know, man. You hanging with these people, and you being in gangs, and you clicking up. Is they really your brother? Will they really put their life on the line for you? Will they die for you? So people say ride or die a lot, man, but that's just a cliche until it's really, really, that moment. You know, that moment of truth, that's when you know if it's real or not. Other than that, it's just talk. But in prison, you can rest assured that's a real thing. That's a real thing, bro. That is a real thing. People live and die for each other in there, because you know prison is a hard business, man. It's a hard business and it's a hard life, man. So yeah, but I've had some brothers, man. So shout out to all my brothers, man, all my comrades, man, all the comrades that I got that's still in the belly of the beast that's trying to get out. You know, shout out to each and every one of them, man. You know, because I know what you're going through. You know, but you know, anyway, this I was just talking this morning, man. I just wanted to go over that because that was just on my spirit from the morning mud, man. But you know, brotherhood it should not be taken lightly inside the prison or outside the prison. Just the same as sisterhood. You know, just be who you are, man. Say who you are. Mean what you say and say what you mean. You know, but understand there's a risk to everything that you get yourself involved in. Don't lock yourself into nothing that you're not committed to. Don't lock yourself into nothing that you're not committed to. You know, because you know people are taking you for your word. They're taking you for who you say you are. And if you put yourself in a situation where you say you got somebody back and you don't have their back, that's something that can never be forgiven. I don't think it can be, because that situation could cost somebody their life. So you know, but anyway, man, y'all talk to me in the comments. I talk back, man. We on the road, man. We gonna be pushing, man. New videos gonna be coming out. Membership, y'all stay tuned. I appreciate everybody who rock with this platform, man. We just this little bit away from 100K, man. Let's go get it. Let's go get it and let's go beyond. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all see the new merch alert. Yeah, y'all see the new merch alert. All of that is coming. You know, we on it. We on it, man. 2024, this our year. TBP Nation, stand up. We out here. We trying to get it. Big love to everybody who support me that morning mud, that 6 o'clock lock in, man, that evening chat, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, everything, man. Everything this TBP Nation. If you with it, we love you. Big love to everybody, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. We out here, man. Be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. Like I said, it's a blessing in every lesson. And the blessing is I met some good brothers in prison, and they'll be my brothers for life. And if they ever need me, and if it was anything that I could do for them, I think they already know I do it, and vice versa. And that right there is more than you could really even hope for out here in this world, to meet somebody that's real enough to say that you real enough, that y'all brothers, and y'all gonna always have each other back, man. So salute to all my brothers. Y'all stay safe out there. I see y'all in a minute, God willing, and the creek don't rise. You understand? And by all means, man, duck the penitentiary, man, and duck them hooks, man. They out there and they ain't playing no games. Bam!
The banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in